Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be speaking kind of fast to you today because I got a little time. My name is Eddie Marcus. I'm spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people. What that basically means, ladies and gentlemen, that I am spokesman and advocate that you, the people, can enjoy the best life that you can possibly enjoy in these bodies on this earth. My motto is, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, I want to talk to you, if I may, just for a few moments. Let us reason together. Like all Americans, I have entertained the thought of the American dream. I came up basically in a lot of poverty, because my parents are descendants from slaves, sharecroppers, etc. And I had one ambition, and that was to get myself together and get out of that place where I was living and find a place so I could prosper, become a middle class, and aspire to be rich, just like most of you out there. Fortunate, I got a scholarship out of high school and was able to go to college. I majored in social science. I finished that program and I moved to Chicago. I ended up working with the Veterans Administration. My job was to assist those guys who had put their lives on the line for me and for you, to make sure that all of the benefits that had been guaranteed to them by the government, they would receive, and their survivors or dependents. And ladies and gentlemen, what happened out there, I began to live a life. I was able to drive nice cars, able to wear three-piece suits, able to have a little extra money in my pocket, able to go out to good places, fancy places for dinner. And above all of that, I had a wonderful, a beautiful wife right beside my side. And she believed in me, and I believed in her. Life was really good. But what I got exposed to was a lot of poverty in Chicago. I saw people who were struggling, trying to go to school and couldn't. I saw people who had to lie on applications, who had to cheat to try to see if they could make some way for ends to meet. And some would end up going to jail, others would get by for now. And this just didn't set well with me. I believed that it was possible that every last one of us could enjoy life the way I was seeking to enjoy life. I know that I had wanted it when I was in a position where I could lie, cheat, and steal to try to make it. But what could happen? What could make life different for these people? That was one thing I had grown accustomed to, and that was a belief that I didn't make the world and that God did, and that God made it for all of us to have these wonderful things in life. I know I had prayed and it had come through for me, and I believe that it could come through for everybody else. But I believe that it needed an instrument. It needed a people, a person who cared for the people to bring it forward. It seems as if in history, every time people progressed and moved a step forward, it was because somebody cared enough to do something, cared enough to put their hands to the plow and make a difference. And I didn't see anybody making a difference there. I didn't see it in city government, state government, or federal government. I didn't see it in the church. I didn't see it anywhere. But yet deep in my heart, I felt a passion for it. I felt a passion for it, even though I couldn't understand why you didn't feel a passion for it. And so I decided that I would commit myself to make a difference. And in making that decision, I realized that I had to come down off the high horse. Because people who ride the high horse don't usually look down. They keep looking up. But I had been down and I was coming up and I knew the road, so I decided to come back down. I gave up that job with the Veterans Administration and started washing storefront windows. My beautiful wife didn't like that. And she said I had to change or she was gone. Well, she's not here anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So that tells you what happened there. But I even then decided that I would have to even become lower. Let people at the bottom know that I'm real. People at the bottom began to distrust others. So I gave it all up, no employment. And I spent the past 30 years walking across this nation telling people we can have the life that we dream for. We talk about an American dream, it don't just happen. And a dream is just a dream. But come out of that dream, put your hands to the plow and make this thing happen. I found out, ladies and gentlemen, in my endeavor, that it is a very complicated matter when you have everybody else looking up and nobody wants to reach down and help her. But how can it happen? How can it happen that all of us can enjoy the pleasures and the dream of life? After 30 some odd years, I had it revealed to me. I didn't discover it. Like most intelligent people who have not discovered it, I didn't discover it. It was revealed to me. And let me tell you what the revelation says. The revelation says this, that the sky, the heavens, and all the things that's in it, and all of those things we can't see that are in it, like sound waves, like video waves, and all the other elements are up there, and they were made by a power that we cannot see. The trees, the rivers, the earth, the plants, all of the elements that's in the earth was made by a power that we can't see. You and I, human beings, animals, fish, all of it was made by a power we cannot see. But we know that that power exists by seeing all of the things we do see. And it works in harmony. Even all of nature works in harmony. We get upset at the hurricanes, the storms, and the floods, and the tsunamis. But that's nature, and it's working in harmony, and it works against us because we are not prepared to deal with it. Oh, my. Why aren't we prepared to deal with it? Because we are caught in a trap, and we refuse to move. We are caught in a trap, and we refuse to move. But I want you to know that through this revelation, we can move. That power that made all the things we see also put a pathway that will lead to the peace and the prosperity and the joy that each of us so desire. But in order for us to be able to do that, we must respect that power that created us. Not men, not women. They were just instruments and tools that allowed us to come into this form that we can recognize and understand today. But the power that we cannot see is behind it all. And for us to walk in the harmony, we must focus on that path. We must understand that that path constructed all of that. We cannot walk after the dictates of people who call themselves rich, think they're smart. We can't just walk after the dictates of a person who put themselves in charge by beating you down, killing you if you didn't accept them, and think that the harmony, the joy of life that you seek is going to come around. It's not going to come around. Somebody got to try to tell you to wake up. You didn't make this world. And the peace that you so seek is for everybody. I know everyone wants basically the same things out of life, and that is to do what you want to do, to be happy. Well, there are a lot of people out here who got problems. Everybody, if you ask, got some kind of a problem. But I want to remind you that every problem that you have is a legitimate problem. And I also want you to know that no problem is more important than any other problem. Your problem is no more important than the man at the bottom's problem. And if you want your problem fixed, he wants his problem fixed. Whose problem going to get fixed? If you can't fix them both, don't fix none. I come to tell you that both of the problems can be fixed. The simplest way to understand how to fix that problem is for the man at the bottom to care about you and for you to care about the man at the bottom, and you're not going to settle for any problem that leaves one of you out. That's the spirit of the Almighty God that we cannot see. Now, I put a few words here together. And you might ask, what am I advocating? I'm advocating peace, prosperity, and joy. Translated, you might ask, what does that mean? It means no more war. It means no poverty. It means education for everybody. It means health care for everyone. And it means careers of choice for every citizen. You might ask the question, what is required to accomplish this? And I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that is required is that there is social and economic justice. That there's full participation in the economic process. That there is equitable and fair access to the reservoir of all goods and services. And that we respect by honoring the true ownership of all known existence through the process of social justice. Now, if the people choose this approach, adjust the current system to allow for such an outcome, and implement the system, that is what is required. Now you might ask, what does changing the system to allow such to happen mean? First, to have such an outcome as proposed here, it can never happen under the current economic capitalist system. The current system allows for Americans, to claim false ownership and allow them to make money as the tool that gives them the power. They say, cut spending on entitlements. Don't increase taxes. Creating more poverty for the people and more power for the false owners. Here there will never, or should there ever, be peace. And money is the great divider. Them that got and them that don't. It means that we must protect the outcome that we seek. It means, in a practical way of speaking, in a practical sense, as I have indicated, that all things belong to God. The only thing that human beings own, the only thing that you and I own, is our free will. Freely adhere to the will of God by treating all of us as we want to be treated, and serve the common good by creating the best life possible for all human beings. Next, or you can exercise your free will by freely dishonoring God's plan and exercising man's own selfish will by imposing ourselves more deserving than some and passing laws to force compliance by those that disagree, resulting in a good life for some and hell for many. Or you can exercise your free will by freely becoming slaves of the imposing will, defiance to the common good of all. In honoring God's will, every citizen recognizes their speciality by employing it in a career of choice, in a career of your choosing, allowing each one to participate in the process of creating an abundance of all the goods and services that we as a nation of people have concluded are essential and important for our fulfillment in this life. This includes unlimited, unrestricted education of the finest quality by the nation's best teachers at the best educational facilities imaginable for every student, with the mission of assisting in becoming the best one could be at whatever their career choice is. This includes health care, unlimited and unrestricted, of the best possible quality in preventing, treating, and maintaining health for everyone. This process produces healthy, educated individuals who hold passion for their careers that manifest such goods and services as homes, food, clothing, transportation of our choosing, private and public. These things you would benefit from. National holidays, vacations, unlimited leave for pregnancies and just travel. Now, there has never been an occasion to use money for any of these things. God didn't need money to make the earth, to make anything that God has made. God does not need money to keep and create peace and prosperity and joy on earth. Man needs money to separate himself from that which he puts down. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to speak to it. It is all around us. It is all around us. Jails running over, prisons overflowing. You say because people violated the law. No, because people were condemned by the law. People were held hostage by the law. While other men claim protection in their evil acts. Now, what is required of the public right now? Wake up and change your mind to embrace this concept. Spread the good news to all over the earth any way you can. Use the finances that you have right now to spread it. Let everybody, not just in your city and in your town and in your state, but all over the United States know that we are going to make a change. Now, while we're thinking about making this change, I want you to understand, making this change means changing the system. How in the world can you let tuberculosis exist? You come up with a cure. How in the world can you allow pneumonia to continue? You come up with a cure. How in the world can you allow this poverty and this degradation of life continue? You come up with a cure. And that cure is that we must change the system. You might love your founding fathers. I'm not asking you not to love them. But their time has come and gone. What they came up with is just as dead as they are. And that's what it should be done with. Buried. We are living in a new day where it is not good to have the aristocracy control everybody else. It is not good to have a group of people claim all the land because they got a little money and will pay somebody to force their ownership. It is not good that we have schools closing, sacrificing education because people who got money want to keep it. It is not good that we got people sleeping in bridges, under bridges, and in pasteboard boxes, and in shelters going to try to get a little bit to eat because people got a dream that they are superior. It is not good that you got energy bills that are so outstanding that it makes your head sick. It is not good that you go to the gas pump and can't put in the gas in your car. You go there, somebody before you just put in $80 worth. And you come in and you can only put in $6. That is not good. And I ask you, what kind of people are you that are satisfied with this? What kind of people are you that can put up with this? I say no longer. No longer. What do you say? I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, because I want the change. I have committed my life for the change. And I'll tell you, for 30 years out here walking under the same old stuff, where preachers can't even preach the truth because they receive tax exemptions, and the tax exemption rules tell them what they can say and what they cannot say. Well, they're not too concerned about what you say, but they're definitely concerned about what you better not say, and you don't say it. And those things that requires being said in order to liberate the minds of people are not being said. So where do you get the truth from? You get the truth from a rebel, a man a woman or child who has been touched by the hand of God and come back and tell you the truth. Some of you will listen and changes will begin to be made, and then the power that be will slaughter such a one. I tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, what I tell you, I put my life on it. It will make this United States of America flow like milk and honey. It will make this United States of America be like paradise. It'll make you so heavenly bent that you don't even mind dying, because you know if heaven is like this, it's a place that you don't mind going to. And you're not worried about it. But yet, we got people out there right now in Washington can't balance a budget. And in fact, what is a budget? Budget isn't real. It's a piece of crap that these people who think they're superior to you uses to inflict ignorance on you. Wake up, America. Wake up, black people. Wake up, white people. Wake up, all you other people who are Americans. Wake up, men. Wake up, women. Wake up before it's too late. Well, I think you got the message now. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but I'm going to have to put it on YouTube. Maybe 3 or 4 people might watch it. You would think that this message that I brought you, This liberating message of peace, prosperity, and joy would be picked up by every radio station, every news media outlet, television, whatever. And they will come and share this information with you. They have put a little boy on national television crying, telling him he wants to be governor. Every kid has a dream like that. And they choose this one to put him on there and talk about he wants to be governor. They'll put a little boy on TV who says he died and sat on Jesus' lap. You can get that. But something that is important as this, eliminating your problems, making you free, and they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. That should tell you something. Doesn't mean it's no good. It means that the power that controls those things want to keep you where you at. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people. Bye-bye.